Hi guys, in this video I'll show you how to create a box plot. To create a box plot, you do not have an inbuilt function in Excel. I think you have to do a little bit of manipulation of the data for this, and a little bit of manipulation of different types of graphs here. Right, it's really easy. There are two ways of doing it. One is a bit slightly difficult than the one that I am showing now. I'll show you the easy one. So for this I have a list of data. These are marks awarded to students at certain university, and there are 75 data points, and we have the gender of each student here. So these are marks of each student. Now, what is more interesting for us is how the distribution of these marks looks like. So what we're looking at it with essentially with the box plots, you're looking at the distribution of variables. So in this case, mark is our variable. So let's have a look at the mark distribution. Right. So for this, we need five number summary of the data. So this is the data here. We need to create a five number summary of the data. First summary element is first quartile, the value of the first quartile. So let's call it quartile 1 or lower quartile, and that is quartile. So you can use the function, Excel function, quartile, and highlight the range, data range here of the marks variable. So we've got this, and then oops, going down, and now we have to tell Excel that we would like to have the first quartile, so number 1. So close the brackets. Now let's have this data range copied in our memory so that we can paste it next time. Hit enter. So 49.5 mark is the first quartile value. Then we need the minimum mark. So again we use the inbuilt function, mean function. Close the brackets, and then actually I have the data range that is for mark that I copied from earlier, and I close the bracket. Now hit enter. 22 marks, 22.5. Now comes the median mark, and type median, close the open the bracket, put the data range that you're looking at, enter. Now next one is maximum mark, and that is equal max. Again, the data range, hit enter. 72 marks, that's the maximum mark. And next one is quartile 3, third quartile. We skipped the second, well, we didn't skip, actually median is the second quartile, so third quartile value would be then again quartile function. We control paste, and we type 3 to indicate that we want third quartile for this data that is in the A2 and A2 to A76 range. So hit enter. So having calculated the 5 number summary in a particular order, so you have to be you have to make sure that you have this particular order. So we have quartile 1, minimum, median, maximum, quartile 3. If you just swap the positions here, you will not have the proper box plots here. Or it doesn't look like a box plot actually when you draw it. So let's create it now. Next we highlight whole data. The 5 number summary table, and we go to charts. We want a line, and select data range, select where the place spark lines. Let me just check quickly. So let's use this one here. These are spark lines, a different line function. So we want a specific line format. This is the marked line format, so click on this, and yeah, we have the marked line format now. Right, let's minimize it a bit. Next, I prefer always getting rid of these grids, so delete them, and let's leave the rest. And at this point we have to, well, it doesn't look like a box plot at all, but it's a little bit of a tedious step to create it involves tedious steps, I should say, range of steps, but if you just watch this video several times, or at least one time, you should be able to do it right away. So now next step is to shift the chart axis here. Right click, let's see if I can see it here. I see change chart type. Nope. Let's look at chart layout here, somewhere here. Switch plots, no, chart layout. I can see a few other things that are useful in a minute, but not the next step that I need. So I need to switch. Maybe it's in the charts. Let's see. I don't usually use what you call this Mac environment, but in Windows environment this should be easy to do. Now very quickly, so I have to look for switch row and columns. Maybe it's this one. Yep, that's it. That's what I need. So yeah, it's called switch plot in the Mac environment, while in Windows environment it is switch row column, switch row / column button in the ribbon. So yeah, you switch rows and columns here. Now before I switch, I'll have to make sure that I get rid of the lines here. We don't need the line. We don't need the lines, or maybe at least I have to hide the lines from the graph. So right click, maybe just an option here, available format maybe in there. So line, yeah. So we'll do no fill, no line. Is there an option? Yeah, no line. Done. Now I'll go back, chart layout, or just the charts, and then switch here. Done. Now now as you can see, my quartile 1 is this value here, 40 something or 50 something. Minimum value is 22 marks, if you remember. So this nicely describes the 5-number summary. Remember that we had plotted here, right? So this is stacked up here, all these numbers are stacked up here, so with the maximum coming at the top. Now we left with a few other steps here, that we need a box here in the middle with the median right in the center. So for this we'll go to I think I saw them in chart layout. We go to lines and we do high-low lines first, right? So we have the line going through this. Next we do is up-down arrows and up-down bars. Done. This is our box plot here. It shows us 5-number summary: minimum, first quartile, third quartile, second quartile, the median, sorry, and then the maximum here. Now if you had a title, you could put the title here. That would appear right here as well. But then this briefly shows you how to create your box plots for your assignment. So this should be hopefully useful. Don't forget to put the proper axis titles, because these are important for the reader. To show reader that what you want to say or write in the report. Now another thing is that you can change these markers. I think you can have a line here, a line here. Basically you can have change every single one into a line, so that this looks like a proper looks like more like a proper box plot. Or I think you can also format this as well, but I usually don't use the Mac version, so I'll leave it to you to do that. Mustn't be that difficult. So this is a glow effect, this is a shadow effect, should be somewhere here. You could just have simple box if there is a line. Yeah, that will do. That will do. So, and you can have multiple box plots as well in one graph. So for now, that's it. I hope you'll find this useful, and this will help you in your assignment too. Right, so let's finish this now.